That's a 35-second delay.
At least it's consistent.
No, it was like 15 or 20 seconds last time. It's really slow today. That's a 35-second delay.
At least it's consistent.
No, it was like 15 or 20 seconds last time. It's really slow today.
Well met, outsider. Keep your wits about you.
Considering there are so many treasure chests up in what's this bucket today, I'm taking a wild guess that it's percentage art will. I mean, there are a lot of treasure chests. Actually, it's the other one that would cause a lot of chests. Kinds of brokerage.
Where do we strike? Watch the shadows.
See anything you need? Come visit me again.
Hello, Jelly Duck. I really thought about just going on like to regular old YouTube and just live streaming from there rather than piping it through this thing just so there wouldn't be such a delay. But I was like, man, the delay's not that bad. Ends up being, well, I think I got up to about, I think when I counted it, I put it on here as 30 seconds, but I think it's like 36 seconds. Something like that. Yeah, good to have the first person on the stream. The delay is absolutely incredible. Like, it seems, oh, it's only 30 seconds. No, 30 seconds is a long time when you type something and someone is
Not responding.
not responding. We're relatively used to it talking to people on Instagram Direct or Twitter Direct where it's just like 4 hours or something before they get back to me, but it's currently 6:12 in the evening.
Feels good to stretch out.
Hi-Fi Patrol. Oh, shoes is
Keep up the good work, young one.
my legendary shoes.
A
Don't need to
task
worry about that.
completed is its own reward.
Matt's waving, so I wave to Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Champions Club. I gotta get that one.
I don't have a target. I need a target. I don't have a target. I need a target first.
That's a relatively glum day. Well, the weather isn't helping. A lot of civil unrest happening in Amsterdam today. I was reading it on the bus ride back on Twitter, and I'm just like, y'all, like, there's just a level, I'm just like, I can't take it as you guys think this is serious. I mean, for the Netherlands, it probably is pretty serious. But it's sort of like, it's that pain scale thing. It's like watching, you know, the dog or the big bear with like the little thorn in its paw, and it's like, ah! You know, and it's just dying. And they go, boink.
Yeah.
And then it runs off. You're like,
Drama queen.
yeah. But that's the thing is like, it feels like what is the prosperity that, you know, that I heard someone say, there's been so much prosperity in the world that people as is the goal, can't handle much anymore. And they're like, this is the worst thing ever. It's like, no, it's not. Oh my god, we're going to curfew? Might as well just bring on the Nazis again. What? No, that's... The last time the Netherlands was under curfew, we had Nazis ruling. Yes, but this...
You want the Nazis back?
But that's the thing, is like... You know, and it just goes... Like with many things. It's... This is the worst thing ever. I was like, you guys are like... actually being arrested. There were police that brought out batons at Maliefeld last week. Okay, how about the fire trucks full of tear gas? Oh my god, this isn't a war zone.
Neither is Portland.
Neither is
okay.
Neither is hippy dippy Portland. But, you know, that's just like... I actually heard someone say that the police are being violent at the protest. This was a protest last summer. The police are being violent at the protest. I actually like watched the live stream and I was like, what? Because they showed up? I was just like... So today has not been like a fun day. Because like... Let alone like... It was super bright and that like ostensibly bright with like clear skies and stuff, and then now it's like super gray as a front moved in. Yes, curfew does suck. When it's not 9 o'clock at night, like it's like some people have brought up, they're like, well, you just don't understand. You're right, I don't. You know, and...
But also, no one's helping us understand.
Yeah, you're just telling us we don't understand. And I'm like, I've been dealing with that my entire life about social situations. Well, if you don't understand, then you're just not going to. Can you help? I don't understand how I do it. I just do it. And I'm like... We have a whole world of people who don't understand what is going on and act like they know what's to do when they don't actually know what to do. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know if you have a curfew where you're at, Jelly Duck. Gosh. You know, if it's... I'm not even sure what our current curfew is. They may have when they said, oh no, we're gonna pull it back because it was illegal. And I'm like, actually no, it's not illegal, but they moved it to different times to make it legal. Off on the clock. Off on the clock. Can't type. Amsterdam. Half on the clock in Amsterdam and in the Bert. Amsterdam.nl. Yeah, 9 at night till 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And I'm like, this was instituted in July, or January, when like nobody's out at that time anyways, unless they have all of the reasons on the list that give exceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you have a curfew at 5 p.m. in Kuwait. 5 p.m. That sucks. It's like, one, you're closer to where it's like warm, and two, the sun is not. I mean, the sun is still up and bright right now, and it's 6:20. If things closed at 5, we couldn't have gone to Burger King for dinner.
Yeah.
But, you know, the jury's still out on whether or not a curfew actually works for the pandemic. team has practice tomorrow, and I've counted about 12 people that are showing up. Marcus and his wonderful German. I think, it's a little bit of the Dutch. Like, if you're going to make a rule, make it apply to everyone. Nobody, and that's really Dutch. It's like, we're all the same sort of thing. So, and like, so it's not just the 27 and overs that have to register and on melding, and it's the 26 and unders also. Hi, Zachary. But there's like 12 people going to practice. And the 26 and under and the 27 and over can't intermingle. So you have 4 and 8. And on top of that, the 26 and unders can contact, but the 27 and overs absolutely cannot contact. And I understand Germans love their intensity and saying something cannot positively not happen. And they mean, yeah, don't do it. But he did, yeah. They're trying to stick to the rules so that that's the thing, is they're trying to stick really hard to the rules so they can't get shamed upon and like fined or whatever. Why I'm not part of one of many reasons, but a really significant neutral reason as to why I'm not going is because it's like, it's a fitness session. I could probably sign up for an outdoor, if the gym had them right now, but if the gym had an outdoor session in the fucking parking lot, I'd get just as much workout.
If not more.
If not more. And it'd also be closer, because I could ride my bike there in a decent amount of time. Huh. Your birthday yesterday. Well, I guess if you heard what I was recently talking about, can you practice with pads or not? Are you 26 and under, 27 and over? I've had kind of a day. There's not a lot of... The things are a little deeper in my mind as to when they'll come up. Like when... Like people's ages and stuff. Some things are sitting on the surface, though. Like volcanoes. And Leilani Estates. And... Oh my, well the title says Glum Day. The weather has not been prime for good mood, and the current life events,
Such a hard worker.
let alone current events, as one would. Do you remember Current Events, the show?
Yeah.
Like had the little triangle, gong.
Well, I never watched it, but I remember it.
Okay, yeah. It was like the weirdest news show. Like it was like the horrible, backwards, cheesy as fuck evening, the world news people trying to be what was that one where everybody was sitting around in the cubicles? TMZ. I've been having a lot of good-ish luck lately, and I'm highly suspicious of it. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason for people to be in Ardenville today, so I think I might head out to West's Bucket because coin brokerage people are like, hey, I can get that from Rares. Let's just constantly summon up Sabriel. I still don't know where the other two are at. I've looked them up, like, where are you guys? And people are like, I don't even do the one in Revendreth. And I'm Venthyr. I'm like, ew. Like, yeah, I didn't, it was the last thing I locked. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of mine too, because it's kind of out of the way. Like, Sabriel's the easiest to do. A current affair. Yeah, not current events. A current affair. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, current events was also fun, right?
I think so. But yeah, a current affair is what it was called. Along with hard copy. But yeah, there was this whole, like... Like, I'm not sure if TMZ was quite a thing yet, but they were definitely trying to go
Anima cones.
in the concept of like action news and go like super rapid fire with their stuff, and it was bad. What was that thing on John Oliver? Was it Singing Cops or something like that?
Oh god. Yeah.
it felt like about that time. Oh no, this is the Australian one that's currently the show. No, I want like the old one. I want the old one. 1990s. Not the current one in Australia called A Current Affair. That's what I...
Oh, that!
Oh, that! I don't know if that was loud enough for you guys. It's in the first, like, 2 seconds. Yeah. But you've heard that. Now you're like, okay, no, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's A Current Affair. It's just... Yeah, this one is entitled 1990, A Current Affair, Miss America, and The Cult.
Dun dun dun!
The hell?
David Clark, a deprogrammer for 12 years, has testified about cults to Congress and to state legislatures.
And I'm not exaggerating, it's kind of like a religious mafia when you really get into the inner workings of this group.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, help him. He still needs about as much help as Dreamweaver, though. Dreamweaver is fucking lobotomized Elmo. Yeah, it's super old. Matt, yes! Yeah, I was like, I knew if I once got the name of the show, I could find it on YouTube, because there's a lot that's like, there should be like a Rule 34B. If it's in video form, it's on YouTube. Aside from like the horrible, grotesque stuff, which is usually what you would find on Live Leak or something like that. All right. Where is number 5? Fuck.
Number 5.
I seriously was going to say something else because I know that's exactly what you were going to say right after that. But you know what I'm looking for this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you, Zachary, to see that. You've expressed that you are not someone who was alive or conscious much in the early 90s. Like,
The way you said that, it's like...
Okay, if you were born in 1996, he wouldn't have been alive in 1993. If he was born in 1981, he wouldn't be... God, it's understandable you never saw it when you were still like trying to figure out which side of the playpen smelled the worst.
Take your time. Return to me soon.
I did grow up watching Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack, though. Love that show. Well, you do love your crime mystery stuff, and Unsolved Mysteries was one of those. My sister loved Unsolved Mysteries, but she had... just you don't know my sister that well for me to just... But... Where are we going? Banks of Elder Strand.
A voracious throng of root stingers are moving inland. Take a veil.
Yes, I was born in
Enough to swallow.
1981.
They must not reach the heart of the forest.
I must not reach the heart of the forest. I wish I could forget America's Most Wanted. There's no chocolate milk in there. I was gonna do the little tea sipping thing, but I have no chocolate milk in there because whenever chocolate milk touches my lips, I'm like, he ain't gonna deny that one. The moment chocolate milk touches your tongue, you start. You cannot like. I tried Yoo-Hoo in the States when we were there. It's not the same. Yoo-Hoo is brown water in comparison to chocolate milk. Plus, Yoo-Hoo never puts out the chocolate milk Christmas commercials. Or the letter commercials. Basically, what they do with those, I think I brought this up last week, is they'll take, every year they bring out it's a liter? Or is that 2 liters?
It's a liter.
It's a liter. Quad pack. And they put letters on them. Every letter of the alphabet. It's so that you can gift it to someone for Sinterklaas as their first name. So, like, I would give an A to Aaron. And so that's just what it is. It's a Sinterklaas gift. So around November, December, you get these things going. And it's kind of fun. But the Chocomel people actually go to the store, and this year they did it over video call.
Very responsible.
Very responsible. But they'll take like a couple of the letters and they'll put them in the cart and they'll spell out something, and then they'll take a product and throw it next to there and make a really bad pun. Like 2 years ago they did WIFI, and then they threw the ingredients for Hootspot. For a Vifi Hootspot. Hootspot is just onions and carrots for Stampot.
But that doesn't even matter because it's a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah, it's a Wi-Fi hotspot. There was also, speaking of more Stampot ingredients, actually no, it's just a vegetable. It's they actually took all of them and they spelled out from Russia, and then they threw the thing on it, Vitlof, which I think is a kind of cabbage.
No, Vitlof, I think, is just like white bread.
No, it's not.
No?
It's an actual vegetable, bro. Vitlof. Belgian endive.
Oh. We went through this before. I remember that conversation.
Yeah, because they don't have the word loaf as in like a loaf of bread. They just call it brood.
Nicely done, mortal. You have bought us valuable time to bolster our defenses against the Gorm.
But yeah, like you guys can check up. It's just Chocomel commercial, and then like 2018, 2019. It's that there 2020 is even there too, but they're a little weird. But it's the same two guys, and I'm not sure like exactly. They might, yeah. But they've got other ones. They've got some that like that. The Vifi Hutspot and from Russia Vitlof is like American ones, but they'll do like Dutch puns too. And Aaron and I sometimes don't get them. We're like, oh, what? Are we done? Should I go check out to see if anybody's fighting Homeboy? Oh, it's a Phaedrum deposit. Fuck that. Is anybody going after Homeboy? He's not even summoned. Ugh. Yeah, no one's gonna fight him. Don't forget America's Most Wanted. Yeah. My sister was really into crime dramas and crime shows for a while.
Buzz.
I'm a... Yeah. I think she had crazy, I don't want to say like missing child fantasies or something like that, but there was definitely like she was really into like the Law and Order SVU and the like the missing children's thing, and I was like, you're really into this stuff like a lot, and it she goes, it's just really interesting. I'm like, yeah, it's super interesting that you're obsessed with missing children cases.
I would be glad to assist you.
Whoops. Hit the wrong fucking button. Wound up sending an arcane orb halfway across the heart of the forest. Meant to just imp myself.
I hunt for Ardenweald.
No. No, she wouldn't make a good detective. No.
My heart for all.
She has a penchant for being really ditzy.
I mean, you shouldn't speak ill of your sister.
I'm not speaking ill of her. She'll say it herself. I'm an airhead. Like, she's got, like, weirdly two sides. She's got this, like, borderline psychotic side and this wonderful, perky businesswoman side.
You really shouldn't speak ill of your sister.
Not speaking ill of her.
Always in style.
Most people would consider borderline psychotic side
Take pride in your work.
as not a...
She probably cheered on Rhodey when he's like, let's strangle baby Thanos. She's like, yeah, exactly, let's do that. You know? She, you know, she's the one that, like, you know, she will flat out bring up. So what do we do when mom and dad die? What? What? Sorry.
I mean,
Oh,
just because she's morbid doesn't mean...
She's,
From one forest rises a beating heart alive.
there, deposit everything. 3,000 to go. Good God. Okay. Into the conservatory we go. Psychotic, I'm missing something here. Yeah. She's not like straitjacket psychotic. Like, I think you went way too far down that one. Although she's certainly not like, I'm a little bit crazy. I like to use brown sugar in my coffee sometimes. Not that kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
That's just... No. She's... I mean, she will pleasantly school somebody on the art, on the nature of cremation. Like, yeah. I mean, you know, she worked in that place for a long time. She was super into cremation. She still is. She loves cremation. She loves talking about dead bodies and how they burn and whether or not you can't use certain things when you burn bodies.
So does, what's your bucket?
Yes, but the thing is, that's her actual job. This is not my sister's job.
Anymore.
She didn't actually do the burning. She worked in the customer service office. She had to get families convinced they wanted to burn bodies. Eric can only answer that by saying, I need steel on Dyson Sphere program. Oh my god, so much ore. Oh my god, so much meat. Yay, leather. Oh my god, so much. Like, the little one that I opened up was just like, 9 callous hide. Not 4 pallid bone, 30 desolate leather. That's it. 3 different items. Not one of every fucking herb. Why do you get the feeling she watches Ask Mortician? Because I sent her a link to the thing a couple years ago. I don't think you need to get the feeling she watches it. I know she watches it.
I'm genuinely...
My wares are
I started that long.
Take a try.
No, I didn't. I'm genuinely surprised she didn't tell you about Asking Mortician.
She doesn't trawl on YouTube like I do.
You also troll on YouTube.
I troll on YouTube, but I trawl on there a lot. I find a lot of weird things on that YouTube. Fresh leather, bone, leather, and compact disc. It's herb and herb. Where's the other herbs? Uh-huh. That's a thing.
There it is. Yeah.
Unz.
Okay.
Always in stock.
I'm good on...
Until next time.
Until next time. I mean, like, and it's not just... It's not just like the whole cremation thing and Ask a Mortician. I mean, she did work in a crematorium for a while.
Where do we
and
strike?
stuff. But, like, there isn't anything in biology that creeps her out. And to a lot of people, that can be viewed as psychotic. She can see a lot of medical stuff very logically. She can look at a lot of, like that's why I let her, like, even though I probably had a lot more free time, I had her go with mom and dad to their stuff because she actually went through, medical-ish school, CNA training, but she went through all those classes. I didn't touch the squishies. I do rocks. So, like, lots of people have a YouTube channel. I guarantee you, the moment he announced he had a YouTube channel, he got more subscribers than this channel has ever seen cumulative per day for its entire life. Matthew McConaughey. Forgot Aaron wasn't reading the chat. Dangerous harvest. You. Alright, Hibernal Hollow. Check to see if those have anima. I'm on a massive anima hunt today, guys. So if you, again, I'm just going to be running around doing world quests. Probably do a dungeon. I only have to do one dungeon. Theater of Pain, though. Meh. Speaking of my sister, she just posted to Facebook 13 hours ago. Documentary on pirate history? What a treasure! All pirate puns welcome. But yeah, the thing she cackles at glee over is special. Whether growth sharding, don't want that. Bundle of lilies, start it. Fine. I will go get lilies for any little bit of. 10 of those. Decathlon, why are you trying to sell me a Speedo? I want inline skates. Oh, another thing that tells you why I say she's psychotic and not necessarily in the normal variety about my sister. Am I going to do her like that? Yeah. You know how old ladies are when they get really lonely and kind of homebody, they collect cats? She gets chickens. She even looks at some of them like, you're going to be a good dinner someday. He's not fighting me on that one because...
I know what a losing battle looks like.
Yeah, considering her parents and me, my parents also, I don't think she was ever destined to be square. She's... Yeah. They change what these levels look like? Like, they tweak so much stuff in 905 that nobody, like, the documented changes is like 59 lines long. Undocumented changes. So you just made a new expansion. Gotcha. Like, they shrank a shield in size.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, say it was like this big? Not like that big. It's like the normal size of a shield, but it was like a very, very large buckler of sorts. It was huge. Oh look, another bear is out pulling random things to skin. Oh, you actually have a guild. Wow. Snapshot? Snapchat. Maddie?
Just daily update. People have tweeted. Or people have snapped. People have snapped.
Is that actually what it says, or is that just how you hear it?
It's actually says name, and others have added to their stories.
Okay.
People have snapped.
That happened earlier today, so I wouldn't be too terribly surprised. Part of the things that have been bothering me, at least externally with people, is this. I think I brought it up on the video that just went live. That people are like, we don't want to be stereotyped. Stop placing us in little boxes. What is this Snyder thing? Is it a straight thing? What? It's a movie. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's straight. Fuck. I'm still trying to figure out what the big deal of it is. I thought they already put out that movie.
Snyder?
Snyder's Cut, Justice League?
The director's cut. As in the version that the director would have preferred to put out if time and all of that weren't an issue. The story he wanted to tell.
Oh, I didn't realize director's cuts were still a thing because I stopped buying DVDs, which had them on there.
There were VHS versions too.
I realized there were VHS versions, but they came really popular with DVDs because people didn't want to. Yeah, like that's what I've been throwing up. I didn't this movie come out? But it's called like this. Yeah, you're right. It is a director's cut, but they call it like something Snyder's. I'm like, oh, is that the director? Like, I didn't even know he was the director. If that's the director's cut, like it's super bad how uninformed about the Justice League I am. But I was like, I thought the Justice League came out. And now everyone's like, oh my god, this is the best movie. You guys gotta really see this. But it already came out. It's like people watching the Harry Potter movies and saying it's the best story ever written for movies. And you're like, what? What? What about stereotypes? That people, there's a bunch of people that don't like the concept of stereotypes, but are also some of the biggest offenders of making stereotypes. Like, there was a guy on Twitter that I recently unfollowed because I was like, dude, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's straight. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's straight. Like, it's just a movie with superheroes in it. That's all it is, dude. It's, you know, not everything in the world is straight or gay. And just because it's straight doesn't mean you have to hate it. Just because you qualify it as straight doesn't mean you have to hate it. Just because it's gay means you have to like it. And it's still, on the top of that is just more and more and more stereotypes that people have, that it's just, people seem to be overly enforcing binaries that never really existed before. I mean, they did exist, but nobody really cared. But now that other ones are going away, people are looking for new ones, and they're finding it in, like, the splittiest of hairs. You know, and there are playful banter and playful rivalries, like the things between mages and fell mages. And then there's, or warriors and death knights, hunters and demon hunters. No,
There's no rivalry there.
There's no rivalry there. We just say that demon hunters are hunters that can't see. But there's, like I said, there's just more people that are finding that say, we need to just, come together, get along, learn to understand each other, and then create, like, little tiny sectionalized boxes for every single person. You're like, what? How about you just...
How about you just don't?
Well, you just don't. It also seems like a fad to me. It probably is, by the definition of a fad. However, to say it like that is like, oh, haha, it'll pass. But it's actually kind of dangerous. A fad is like... Aquanet was also a fad. It also happened, caused the reason why you have color-coded children in Australia. The look he gave me when I said that. So, in order to tell the kids apart at recess, when they're outside, they have different color sunscreen.
How many choices do they have?
One for each grade. 1 through 6.
Okay. You said in order to tell the children apart.
Yeah, because they have group
Johnny
things.
has blue, Jeremy has green.
But that's the thing, it's like Aquanet was a fad. It also super dangerous. Like, even the guys in How Ridiculous say, yeah, because we don't have an ozone layer. Like, they've fully actually just committed their lives to the fact that they need to wake up and put on SPF, all of it. And that's just how it is, because the Western world decided they needed big 80s hair with Aquanet. So, yes, it's just a fad, but fads can, especially when it comes down to like stereotyping, can create a lot of othering.
Oh, yeah.
And that feeling of othering can leave a lot of people
Feeling other?
feeling like others, feeling different, wrong, like, and I think it's partially that people are looking for they're looking for new stereotypes because, well, we can't marginalize people by homosexuality anymore, so we need to find something else. We can't do it by skin color, that's illegal. What about, and they'll find just this, that, and the other thing, and pretty soon, like, they'll find reasons. Like, there still is kind of the whole autism thing. It's pretty dark to say, but, like, people are so much more okay with Down syndrome than they are autism. Like,
yeah.
I've heard it with the anti-vax crowd that they won't vaccinate their kid. What if your kid is born with Down syndrome? That's fine, but I do not want him born with autism. Sorry? What? Wait, what? There's nothing wrong with Down syndrome. It's a birth defect. There's nothing wrong with autism. It's a birth defect. But it's like, it's just crazy.
Could you lend them a hand?
Oh, I see the othering all the time these days. What do you think everyone is so mad at each other and can't agree on anything anymore these days? No, like I was kind of beating around the bush and saying, it's not... There's this drive to create others. It is primal. To an extent. There is a genetic primal reason for othering. Because you need to know who your safe group is. Are you seriously What are you fucking constructing up there? By Christ, it is 7 o'clock. I understand that it's not quite fucking bedtime yet. But anyways, yeah. The apologies if that gets super loud. They probably realize that sometimes they're drilling It's super loud.
Oh,
Yeah. But if for some reason it gets really overpowering for me, I will like watch the chat and see if it gets like overpowering for you. You guys just may never hear it because it's
yeah.
what.
If you guys hear it, let us know.
Yeah, that would be helpful because then Aaron can be all, you know, righteous paladin and go upstairs and be like, you know what, we can handle this, but you guys like our live stream can hear you. You guys are really drilling into something all the time over here.
It's too far away.
Well, no, I was mostly just saying because we won't know if the stream can hear it unless they say something.
Well, I mean, yeah, because we don't keep the 36-second delay vault thing going. I would get myself so confused with conversation trying to listen to myself. Speaking of stereotypes, did you hear people complaining about SJWs these days? These days? These days? They've been complaining about SJWs for the past 6 years. 7, 8. How long?
All of it. So many years.
So many years. Anyways, I bet that'll be the stereotype of the 2010s, like Flapper is of the 20s and hippie. No, that's not. That's not the stereotype. That's a... Wow. Didn't realize we were not on the same wavelength there for a while. That's not what I'm talking about with the stereotypes of a certain decade. I don't think the SJWs have been a problem with that same group of people since any time someone had an opinion that differed from theirs. That was a bit in line. Ike. What is the Google website where they catalog search terms and their popularity?
I think it's trends.google.
Trends. Google Trends. Search term or topic. SJW. Search term. Not San Jose Water Company. 2004 to present. According to Google, it started having a spike in 2014. It had like an incredible spike starting March 2014. But I don't know about the whole time. Because I know like SJW. And they've been called one thing or another over the years, even if SJW isn't what they're currently called, isn't what they were called in like, you know, the 60s.
The trouble they managed to get into.
Pretty much anybody who wasn't exactly, pretty much anybody who spoke up for black persecution in the civil rights era was an SJW. And they were called something at the time, sympathizers or something. Or whatnot. So I don't think 2010s is going to be the SJWs. People have been complaining about it, but it's not the thing that defines the decade. Because like the idea with like flappers and hippies is they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And SJWs aren't everywhere. This would be, like, if anything, the 20s would be called, like, what is it? What are they? There is a term that they're currently using for the social media, the constantly on social media kids.
You mean essentially always on generation?
I think that, you know, they are the always on generation, but they are the ones that are literally, you know, everywhere. They're I think like we got the flappers, the hippies, the 2010s is going to be the streamers or something like that.
I can see it.
Yeah. It's something like that. They're going to be, that's what's going to stick around. And it probably sounds bad, but Secret Service. Like Secret Service. Good amount of anima.
Welcome to the Grove.
Oi! Mo!
May your spirit...
Disguise yourself as a dredger. Star Trek episodes that didn't work. And it shows Quark with two of the things. For Ryza, ladies? I'm like, I don't think that episode. Yeah, no. I don't really care. Because I can't handle that presenter guy. He's got that overusage of the British glottal, almost that glottal stop.
When you try so many new things on strange new worlds, well, then you're bound to miss sometimes. So it's no surprise that when
But that kind of British accent, I guess it's Welsh or whatever the dredgers have. I don't know what a Welsh accent sounds like anymore. I've heard so many different... Like, that's the thing, is like, oh, is it a British accent? And I'm sitting here, like, living in the Netherlands for 2.5 years, but like, which one? I've heard about 40 come out of that country. And I know there's more, because there's probably a whole contingent of Brits that never leave that island that have accents that are so redneck Brit, and I kind of want to hear them, and I kind of don't. So here at like 8 o'clock, I'm going to have Aaron whip up the air fryer. Because I found something at the store yesterday. One of those things of like, I'm not surprised that it's here, but I'm a little like, that it is. Because we all know my love-hate relationship with Dutch and the word nacho. I'll show it to you. You want some milk? Milk. And yes, I'm waiting for the stream to tell me that I have landed at my destination, even though I could probably hear it over the speakers. I've been watching enough UK media, I can at least tell when someone lives close to the Scottish border. That is not hard, though, to say that. To say whether or not they're close or far from the Scottish border, not saying much. Because the less intelligible they get, the closer they are to the Scottish border. Because it's the language.
What happened? Nothing you imagine.
One of us knows.
Hey, Sifu's a piping and off you off the fang. So true, Ian. I mean, it's not even a language.
There. It's not even a language. It's just.
Well said, Ian.
but I love the hospitality one just sort of like turns over to him. What?
Our enemies are distracted with food and drink.
Well said, Ian. I mean, it's not even a language. Punch him out! Amstel, do you know this place? Yeah, probably. What are your questions? Is this place located inside another business? No. It's a
It is the other business. Other businesses are located inside of.
Yeah. Thanks for your answering. Okay.
Well, they already knew everything else, you see. Because Google knows all.
Except for whether or not some place has handicapped parking.
Oh my god, they cannot figure that part out.
I do not get it. Like, are there a bunch of people that just literally skip that answer and be like, I don't know, I'm not handicapped.
Probably.
How am I supposed to know what handicapped parking is? Does this place accept in dining food service? No, it's Corona. Fuck. Like, I totally understood, like, the March to June asking that question, because some places may have still been trying to defy orders, and then things were confused because once, at least in the Netherlands, things were not on lockdown, but then the United States is going on this, that, lockdown, da-da-da. We didn't know what was open, but it's like, after a while, you just, I mean, to be fair, the question is still very valid now. Does this place accept inside seat and dining? It's like, no. But in the States you can. That's a thing. Still, I guess. Yeah. Not going to the liquid chest. Stone point satchel, secret treasure, greed stone. You visited Donor Company. Write a review. It's Donor Company. It's what I expect Donor Company to be. Like nobody's in. But like nobody's in there. You can't like stand around and hang out in Donor Company right now. So like everyone's sitting. Like, nobody's sitting around indoors. They're just like, okay, cool. Like I've gone in there and I'm like the only person other than the guy making my fucking donut. I swear to God, he doesn't get distracted and he doesn't even cook it nearly long enough. Like it's been barely toasted. But I'm like, could you leave it in there like 5 more seconds, bro? Shit. I've been watching a lot of UK media. Just still looking at that. A lot of UK media. You should really listen to Dutch media. RTL News. Just go nuts on that YouTube channel. Just listen to the Dutch. It's wonderful because the Dutch have a lot of very similar cultural mannerisms that you'd get from America. So their body language is the same, but you really don't know what words they're saying half the time. And that's why a lot of the language here works pretty well, is because the Germans too, but the Germans are a little bit less expressive in their face. They're very expressive in their voice. But like, you could get like the Dutch. Serious? Okay, no, that's actually a really good word. That's a really bad example of a word because that's literally the word serious. Serious? Act? Act? Serious? Okay. Traveling in between zones is enough time to go get water and stuff. Shut up, chickens. Okay. Insane farm. What? Chat? Nope. Nobody on the chat right now. Pom, pom, pom. Still find it like overly hilarious that they have LaCroix in the States and and they all have the jokes about like the flavorlessness of LaCroix. And I'm like looking at Aaron's Saucy Spracklenda Framboosmaak and I'm like, I've had that and it is like 50 times more flavor than anything that would come out of LaCroix. Like it is properly flavored water. Sparkling water. Spracklend. Spracklend, yeah. Like, because I keep... Spracklend is the act of being carbonated or sparkling. Spracklenda is the thing when you put the E on the end when it's before. So, Spracklend is just stating that it's sparkling. But if it's sparkling water, it's Spracklenda water. Yay, Germanic languages. Not even going to assume the chat is lagging and that we've gotten disconnected somehow. Just things are as they are.
It does that sometimes.
I know. It feels like there's already the 30-second lag, so I worry that like even that's getting delayed, and then the delay is compounding upon that, and the delay compounding upon that, and pretty soon there's like nothing going on in the chat because the delay is compounded upon the delay. But much like I've told people about things on Instagram DMs, oh well, I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this. I'm like, it's fine. It's part of the generalized thing is I don't really like saying anything anymore because I don't want to hear the like the
excuses.
Yeah, I was gonna say the defensive excuses for things. Like I can't bring anything up that might talk about someone in a slightly negative way. I guess that's just the world we live in.
Ain't no one listen to that song.
Is it a depressing song?
It's the world we live in. It's true.
Oh. Remember, I haven't listened to every single one of their songs, so they're...
It may not be called real.
You're talking about the Land of Confusion, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm like, that one actually has the lyrics, "This is the world we live in," but that's a little different.
Yeah, I should have said it's the lyric.
I am not drinking sparkling water. I have no problem with drinking it, but I would prefer a Ardebei smack if they have it.
That would be really good.
Yeah,
Framboos. Really hard to get. Like.
That's why I just get chopped up watermelon.
We have
pineapple. We have pineapple. I'm using the single continent term, pineapple, ananas. Let's use the more global term, ananas. It's ananas, which is pineapple chunks. It was 2 for €3. It's 250 grams.
You get a half kilo of pineapple for $3.
Half kilo of chunked. We'll call it chunk?
Yeah.
Chunked pineapple for $3. And like that stuff will go. That stuff will go in like 2 or 3 days.
Because it's genuinely fresh.
Yeah, like it's funny here because when they say biologisch, they just mean like they mean the term, the fancy term of organic, where it doesn't use pesticides and no bad chemicals and all that jazz. But if you want to use the it's organic by the fact of, you know, it won't stay long, yada yada. Yeah, it's just fresh. I think that stuff's even grown here. I mean, in order to keep it that fresh, you can't really import it from the tropics very well. And they got amazing greenhouses here.
Yeah.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Pineapple from the Netherlands. I'm so sorry if I just activated you guys' phones. I did just not realize that this is now being broadcast across continents. And I probably just started it up. Meet Netherlands' biggest pineapple obsessive. Is that really? Trich. Sure, I will read that on Vice. I as well read up about pineapples on Vice. I read about Pokemon Go on Forbes. This is the world we live in.
This is a world of confusion.
The heaven ye twistiming noted on Fard. Good.
They are beyond redemption. Well,
They're Okay, they didn't. Come on, Xandria. They're not beyond redemption. Just your guys' rules are a little weird. Money, bandages, robe. Nope. Going straight to Maldraxxus. Shadowlands, Wormhole, Maldraxxus. Will I do Forged in Secret? This isn't the article I thought. This is about a guy who lives in the Netherlands and is obsessed with pineapple. Like, there's bright enough bike headlights and regular car headlights out this direction, almost about 100, the far as my vision will get, and that's why I'll do this every once in a while. I'm like, what was that bright light? Oh, it's just some kid trying to swallow a road flare or something. I don't know.
Sentries from the House of Rituals keep this area under observation. They will fuck your secrets here. Destroy them. Our enemies gather for another assault. Strike them down first and put an end to their threat.
Shush you. Back up.
Without the Chosen's foundry, we have to forge our weapons where and when we can. You're on guard duty, Wall Walker.
Ready to strike.
What should I do?
For the Chosen.
It's getting to that point where I'm starting to like paranoidly check the chat. Like, oh my god, someone's got to be saying something sometime soon. It's okay. I'm just listening. Just listening to me just writing talk bullshit, I guess. Cool. Oh, narrating everything. Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast. Arcane Missiles. Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast. Arcane missiles.
That force
Barrage.
but the blades we shape with it are as sharp as
Yeah. I don't care about it. Someone left their Voidwalker here, and they need to like it was beneficial for me, but someone left their Voidwalker there, and they like AFK'd or something.
It's hilarious.
Whose Voidwalker is this? Someone come get their Voidwalker. Someone come get their grandpa.
You would make quite the suitable
And
vessel.
what have you done lately?
Murder. Supplies for the Undying Army. Woo! 3,500 gold. Not one. Someone left the dragon out. Do the Dutch export pineapple? That's a question. Value of the import and export of pineapples in the Netherlands of 2008 to 2019. It shows that in 2019 the value of the exports was higher than the value of imports. I don't know what that means.
It means yes.
Okay. So yeah, if they are exporting pineapples, that means that most likely this stuff is probably grown here.
Yeah.
The Mile Walker to the rescue. Tewer. I'm gonna go wait. Matt Peterborg doesn't show up. It's gonna be a real short live stream. Because I'm gonna get like bored of playing WoW without this. I might as well just talk to Aaron. Like,
at least I respond.
Yeah, I mean that's part of what I was having a conniption fit about earlier today. Conniption fit, and I was having a meltdown. It wasn't even a meltdown. I was just having a full-on breakdown. It's like, I mean, I didn't bring it up to you, but it's one of those things I constantly kind of bring up to you, that I seem to attract a bunch of people that don't say anything. They don't do anything. They just sit back and do. And I think you affirmed to me earlier that that's just people. People don't talk. They don't interact. They don't conversate unless they're forced to. And I'm like, that totally explains a lot of things about my life when I expect things out of people that they're not socially programmed to do. Hey, guildless, titleless bear, come tank this fucking dragon. Is he fucking Torin? Okay, well, Nightborn Shadow Priest is going after it. So we got the dragon.
Dragon's the first boss.
Then Ertz, then Tewer. Is that an abbreviation for you know, or are you okay?
Questions we find ourselves having.
Yeah, like just asked, YK. You know, or you okay? You okay? Like, sometimes abbreviations can be super bad. Well, this is what it meant for me. Did you not? Does it not mean that for you? No, I'm sorry. CIA means something else to me. Not see you in a minute. So if you say CIA minute, I'm be like, huh? Is this some new show? The Current Affairs CIA minute? What's going on? Also, SEA is already a very shortened form for SEEYOU. Like, I understand language is fluid, but Jesus fluidic Christ.
Raging earth and magma rise and take form against their will. Seething with the desire to be free, behold the unbreakable earth.
Let me check on my trains. Oh look, Earth's has popped up. Yay! Oh look, the cat came down the druid came down the stairs. Didn't want to help with Xantooth the Blighted. He's also not going to help with Unbreakable Earths. You know, he's like a fucking bear. Literally, if I was on my monk tank, I would be out there. I would do just like you. I'd fucking start tanking you. And I'd just do it. And hope to God the NPCs can DPS him down.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't understand why tanks don't.
Because they think they're weak. Because they think they're going to they're gonna have to solo it. They don't think they can solo anything. That's what it is. But like poor Malcolm on Instagram Direct, he's just like, he checks on his friends, but his life's like really busy. And I get it. Your life's really busy. If it's not this, then it's that. If it's not that, then it's the other thing. If it's not the other thing, it's some magical fourth thing. I get it. I just like to check up on my friends and make sure they're okay. That's just who I am. I know. But the thing is your life is so bleedingly hectic that I get responses like every 4 hours to questions that like I was in the process of crying and writing. If you want to know how I'm doing, and I tell you the truth, and then like you just stop talking to me in the middle of an emotional breakdown, and it's like, this isn't something like a lot of people just sort of like space out of intense conversations online because they like closed the program and went AFK or something. And then I'm like, then it kind of makes me kind of wonder, really, how much did you care? Well, I didn't think you were like emotionally involved. I literally said I was crying. Well, a lot of people say they're crying, but they're not actually crying. True. LOL. Raffle. I'm crying over here, which is the typical Tumblr thing for I'm slightly chuckling.
I'm dying. Oh my god.
Yeah. If you don't say it, if you don't say things intensely, then you don't mean it in the minor. Which again leads back to the very beginning of the conversation about like prosperity and like intensity. People are using intense phrases, and I'm like, it's not that intense. It's like people getting used to LaCroix and then coming over here and having Saucy from both Smack stuff. And they're like, oh my god, that is so powerful. We're like, this is like lightly flavored. Do you want some actual raspberry juice?
Because it's the Dutch. They can get you actual raspberry juice.
They will get you actual raspberry juice. Fuck, Mazda, I've seen it. That's banana juice.
Well, it's only 35% juice, so it has to be a juiced fruit.
Hi, Matt. Finally. I've been kind of waiting for someone to chat in the last 20 minutes. How do we turn timestamps on this? Toggle timestamps. Yep. That was exactly 20 minutes between Matt saying, still here, Matt Riley, and then Matt Peterborg saying, hi, Theo. And now Matt says, hi, Matt Peterborg. I'm going to turn off the timestamps or I'm going to get bugged. I mean, it's not that loud. And there were...
You had to say something.
Someone's looking for a group for Bet on Yourself. I'll just do it. Da-na-na. Da-na-na. Yes, I would do. Please, yes, damage. Oh. I got in for Bet on Yourself. Tior just died, now Sabriel's up. Okay, this is fun. Drollcrod goes into a... Drollcrod goes into a... bloody tantrum. How did you die? Pinotage says stupid dragon. What dragon? We're fighting Sabriel. What are you talking about? Oh, ritual Maldersite crystal. From her. Nice. I mean, I'll take it. I don't freaking care. Do.
Terrorizing the skies above the Shadowlands.
Like, now the dragon's coming, but...
A dread creature of immense necrotic power. Sent off the blighted.
Come on, guys. Do something. I can't tank the dragon. We have an elemental shaman that could have put down the goddamn earth elemental, but dropped their fire elemental totem before anybody fucking pulled. So you wasted time on that. It weirds me out that my shaman is fucking tarded, and I don't really play him all that well, and I still see other shamans being really dumb. Like, how? What? What now? Do. I know I've got my things and my seeds. Gonna head back after I finish this and take care of that stuff, then head down to Mao. Mall. Come on, we gotta kill Ertz. I'm literally here for Tior, and I'm... Come on, guys. Oh, now you bring out the Earth Elemental. It's on a 1-minute timer.
Seething with the desire to be free, behold the unbreakable Earths!
Yeah. Matt came in and then like chirp. Well, at least you're not running at me. Despite the fact that there are literally volcanoes all over the place. I love the keyboard typing sounds. Is that weird? I'm not going to say that it's a weird sound to like. I can understand that it is, especially like when I'm typing out sentences and there's this weird rhythmic, yeah, that. But like in the morning when Aaron sees me going through Twitter and then I suddenly start typing a bunch of stuff, he's like, I'm gonna get a big burst on my phone because I'm writing up a long set of tweets or I'm raging at somebody. Oh, Jesus, forgot about the beams. They move faster and further out in the ray. Radial distance. Start up the air fryer. Now that Matt's here, both Matts are here, I can try the air fryer thing. Well, we've used the air fryer before, but we have foods that I found at the grocery store from the brand Mora, which makes a lot of air fryer and oven. They make regular fryer stuff, but
You want me to make anything else?
you have chicken nuggets. I think. I don't know, you never look in the freezer. I have to keep telling you what's in there. Probably because the fridge is so physically low and the freezer's in the top of that he forgets that we actually have a freezer.
No, I remember we have it, I just never see it.
What I will say is a little weird is to come into a live stream to listen to someone keyboard type. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
But liking the sound, Christ, I like that there are things I eat. Like I don't understand ASMR. Right? Is that AM?
Yeah.
Okay.
ASMR.
ASMR. Okay. Because there's a thing that crawled across my Tumblr called ASFR, which is about petrification.
Of humans?
Yep.
Or
Yep. You know, like when...
Rule 34?
Yeah, that stuff, yeah.
Oh, God.
You know how some of the...
I know.
It's not, but it's not like wood petrification. It's like anytime a guy gets turned to stone or gets turned into an android or a mannequin.
Oh.
Yeah, that's... I don't know what it exactly stands for, but... right about the time I started getting ASMR stuff on YouTube, I started seeing ASFR stuff on Tumblr, and it confused me.
Understandable.
Because, yeah. I was like, why is there a bunch of people suddenly on YouTube really into the petrification of naked skinny boys? Oh, wait, no, they really like people going in like microphones, and they're like, please growl at me more. And I'm just like, I swear to God, ASMR is like the most sexual fetish that YouTube will ever get across. He's over there nodding. The way people act around it.
Yeah.
I am literally an engineer mage, and I'm the worst at point-to-point transportation.
But you map super well, so you can tell me which way to go.
I am literally flying to the heart of the forest.
What the fuck?
I didn't even Arth. I'm taking a flight point from the arena to the heart of the forest. I just realized that when I looked at the live stream, and I see heart of the forest, 1 minute 55 seconds left. What? I am an engineer mage, and I am the worst at point-to-point transportation. Yes, I have heard of that. The only reason I've heard of it, because of the same Tumblr crowd, is really into chubby guys. So, guys that have gone from, like, super skinny and put on the freshman 15 are cute, or guys that were, like, super twinks but then started doing mukbang videos and suddenly, like, bloated up 120 pounds are, like, super cute to these guys. And I'm just like, I am literally fighting. And then I see on YouTube about that same time, anybody want to join in on my mukbang? I'm like, no, I'm not into this. I do not want to watch you eat 15,000 calories of food.
Just to be clear, we don't want to watch you eat any calories of food.
No, I'm not gonna say that because I do watch videos of people trying food, like weird foods.
But it's
like,
not to watch people eat, it's to watch their reactions.
But that's the thing. To say I don't want to watch you eat, but technically I am watching them eat something to see their reaction.
Okay.
Although it usually is like, you know, sauteed crickets. And it's like white girls. And I'm just like, I want to watch you, I want to listen to you guys squeal. Like,
my wares are second to none.
Ask a Mortician Lady did a mukbang of like ceremonial death foods. And it really wasn't a mukbang. She literally just tried foods. And I think she put in the word mukbang just to get in the algorithm.
Yeah.
But I could never do, personally, a mukbang. It just seems so... 12,671. I am now halfway to my goal that I started the week in. I am doing... And I have an entire raid finder to do if I feel like doing one. And... which will get me 1,000. And I have another dungeon to do, which will get me 350. But right now, let's go to the mall. Let's actually use my point-to-point transport. The Maw, Wasteland of the Damned. Such a fancy title for hell. What am I here for? Stygia Nexuses? That's it. I'm not here for a hunt or an executioner or rares or anything. I'm here to find Stygia Nexus and farm them because I need 200 of each of those things, and I have 30. Well, 33 and 36. What am I going to drink tonight? Probably just Hair Talkian. Can you give me 2 bottles of hair? What else is in there? Is that all? Is that all that's in there? Ooh.
So you got Hair Talkian, triple, and Powerline triple.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with give me a Carmelite and a Hair Talkian. Triple Carmelite is one of those things. I've seen it like listed at like Bevmo in the States, and it's like super expensive. People are like, this is one of the premium triples of the world. I'm like, it is not a premium triple of the world. It's a premium triple from the world in the United States. You want a better triple that comes out of in the world? It's a Hertogian triple, not triple Carmelite. Or fucking La Trappe even. There's nothing special I'm drinking tonight. Oh, I do have mustard cheese blocks. Mustard? Come on.
Mine.
Comine. That's what I was like. I think so. I think it's Comine. That's for like. It's from the tapas section. I usually get. Actually, I get a lot of the Hirok de Gas mit chili. It seems super interesting. It seems super tasty for things, but bring over the box. Oh, you haven't poured them in yet, dude. I was like, I want to show them the box of what I'm gonna eat here. Then I'm like, I need to figure out if you guys are how bad nacho is done. Just where's my bottle opener?
I know, I did cook it. I just forgot about the box. So I'll bring it in just a second.
Oh, they're done cooking. I thought he was like preheating at the same time. I cover courses of action with him, but I do it too early. He forgets 6 to 9 hours later.
Sometimes 6 to 9 minutes later.
Yes. But we don't talk about that. You think I should just head over to the Beast Warrens? I found a lot more in the Beast Warrens than I did around. Yeah, I should head to the Beast Warrens. But yeah, I haven't made a fancy trip out to Sterk to see if I can find anything new. I've just been going out various places like Demon and just heading up to Albert Heinz, which have, well, except for this Albert Heijn out here kind of mixed things up a little bit. It didn't turn out that bad. Oh, I see why they're called nacho. So, it's these. Oven and air fryer Mora nacho cheese bites. 12. About 12. Circa 12. So I understand why they're called nacho cheese bites. It's because they have chips in the crust. Aaron's up.
I want to try one too.
Well, then, get over here. Well, it tastes like they put like the actual red sauce in it. Actually, this isn't. Try one. I just want you to be on camera when you do it.
Gotcha.
I see what I mean. Like it tastes like
Holy crap, it's actually good.
It's not good cheese sauce.
No, it's not nacho-y. It's kind of nacho.
It doesn't have good cheese sauce, but it does have that little smidge of like when you've had Taco Bell red sauce. You know what I'm talking about. It's got that stuff. Plus, it's got like, you know, chips in the crust. I've got a fire little chicken. Yeah, if I go to the Beast Warrens, I'll probably have a better time of finding Stygian Nexus nodes. What I should do is like try to find them when I'm like in the morning when like nobody's logged in. Not like 11 in the morning Pacific on a Saturday. Are you cooking your chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron, do you like the air fryer?
I do. It's useful. It's good.
I mean,
it's a lot less. It doesn't make the air smell like a deep fryer does.
We'll go with him. I have a bit more sensitive nose, so like I always smells like we're gonna have some sort of grease fire every time that thing sparks up.
Well, yes, but it doesn't smell like that 2 days later.
Ah. But in terms of cooking,
it's easy. It's good.
It's easy. It actually does heat things up.
Yeah, it's effective.
And since it's just trying to think, I mean, we like it. It took us a while to buy one because one, we didn't have the counter space in the previous apartment to really have one, and then
we didn't want to spend the money. Well, actually, no.
Yeah,
then
no.
we moved here.
Then we moved here. And we're like, we have the counter space. In fact, we have the place to store it. And plus, I was like, I was just kind of convinced that, like, hey, like, even if we don't use it all the time, because I was trying to figure out how often we'd use it. And yeah, you can probably use it for a lot more things. Like, I know, like, the dang thing came with, like, vegetable directions.
And, like, steaks.
And, like, steaks, because it's not a deep fryer. It won't, like, coat things with oil and then cook the outside. It just uses really hot oil to heat things up. So That's why these things have oven and air fryer directions. To be fair, heating, preheating the oven, even with a small oven like we have, can be a little bit. And then you have to wait for the whole thing to like cool down. It seems... I like it. It just seems like we doubled up on appliance.
Yeah, because we already had the oven.
Yeah, because there's nothing different we would cook in it that we wouldn't in our convection oven.
Except fries.
Except for fries. Which is why we get it. You can get frozen fries. But the ones here, they gotta say, because there's friture frites and air fryer frites. And I'm not sure what the actual difference is between them. But I think because I got something from, because the reason why is I thought we could get the other things from Mora, which seemed a little cheaper at the time, and they still are. They're like 50 cents cheaper. But they're cassouffles, and they just say, and they're like uncooked. You can't cook them in the oven because that's just heating them up. You actually have to deep fry them. So I was thinking the air fryer would actually do that, but the air fryer doesn't actually fry things. It just heats things up with oil instead of like hot air or microwave. Like if you don't have a conventional air circulation, or as they call it here, hetelucht oven, which is just a hot air oven, and you only have a microwave and a radiant oven, then an air fryer works because it works as a convection oven.
Yeah.
But if you have a convection oven that you're pretty much heating everything up in, like mini pizzas and stuff, it's really only beneficial for fries.
But on the other hand, hey, fries.
Also, fried. But like, Aaron's chicken nuggets were already pre-fried chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So he basically just heats them up and it sprays stuff around and it just heats things up. Like I said, it heats it up really good and really effective and very thorough. But the convection oven will also do the exact same thing for almost the same amount of time. Yeah. Like, it probably has very specified uses outside of, like, fries. But again, even in the store, there are different fries. Because I cannot get the friture frites. I have to get air fryer frites. But I guess another benefit with the air fryer is that you can add certain kinds of oil, I would guess.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like low flash oil. But like you can add, like we use sunflower oil, and you could probably use vegetable oil, or you could use, I'm not sure if you could use olive oil, but there's like other oils you could use to change the flavor of something like you would get out of a deep fryer. But certainly if you're interested and you find it on like, cheapy giveaway like Black Friday sale, and you're just like 50% off air fryers, and you're like, I really think you should get one. It's really hard for the oil to go bad in its little case. I mean, people keep oil around deep fry things for years. And the oil itself is cheap, and the air fryer, yeah. If it's super cheap, then sure, go ahead. If someone is like, hey, I'm moving and I have an air fryer to sell, you want one for $10? Take it.
Yeah.
How much did ours cost? Like 70 or something?
Yeah, I think so. I got a good deal on it.
Yeah. I don't know if you can put avocado oil in there.
Strikes me as a not great idea.
I didn't think avocado oil was a thing.
I don't know.
Yes. Yes, you could actually use avocado oil. Because its burning or smoking point is 520 Fahrenheit.
What is that in C?
Fuck. Five 520 F2C. 271.
Okay.
Like, we could probably even use extra light oil, because that's 468 F2C. That's 242. Our thing only goes up to 200.
Yeah.
So you can use extra virgin light olive oil. Extra light olive oil. Peanut oil is pushing it a little bit, because it has a burning smoking point of 441. Basically, our air fryer, which is the absolute run-of-the-mill Philips air fryer.
Not sponsored.
I wish. They're so rich, such a rich company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like this whole chart here.
Are you sharing your screen?
No.
Oh.
Canola oil or rapeseed oil refined is probably not a good idea, as it's 400 F. Sunflower oil is 450. So extra light olive oil is just fine. Mustard oil you can do, soybean oil you can do, cottonseed oil if you really feel like it. But anything going below 440, like I said, peanut oil you can do, but like almond oil at 430, canola oil at 400, getting a little, it's getting a little close to the smoke point. So. But yeah, like the difference between putting avocado oil on something versus sunflower oil versus regular vegetable oil is 428. That's a little awkward. But like soybean oil, sunflower oil, Safflower oil actually is probably pretty good. High smoke point, avocado, olive oil. Like all those things are going to add a slightly different flavor to everything. So it's going to be interesting. Starting to wonder if there's any Stygian nexuses up at all today. Just today is like no Stygian nexus. You can imagine Zachary's gonna be like, "Sorry, I had to run to the store. What did I miss?" And I'm like, literally like 2.5 hours of stuff. I cannot recap the last 2.5 hours, bro.
A song to lift your spirits?
Just heal me, girl. I just looted an incendiary maw rat. Throw a maw rat at a location that explodes for 2,113 shadow damage and enemies within 7 yards of the impact. Okay. That's a thing. No, Zachary had a bad 709 was the last thing he said. And it's 8, yeah. Hell, at this point, I might as well just go find a spawn point and camp it. I'm not being bombarded by the towers, and I'm not having anything hunt me. But I will say this, Peterborough, that I was actually thinking of picking up, because Albert Heijn did have Straffa Hendrik, number 11. That would be their triple, quadruple, something like that. I was thinking about picking it up. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that, but There are artificial player-designated endpoints. Most people, like the PvP endgame, there's areas called the endgame, and it's not just an Avengers movie. And everybody has their own various little thing. So in the player versus player, if you reach the highest ranking of PvP in rated arena, then a lot of people in that area have considered themselves beat the game until the next season, which then game changes happen and a bunch of stuff. When it comes down to playing the game, as in like me, PvE, player versus environment, and working against the NPCs and kind of stuff that I'm doing right now, then doing the most recent raid on the hardest difficulty technically considers yourself beating the game until the next patch comes out and another raid comes out. So you're constantly reaching the end, but the goalpost keeps getting moved, yada yada, and the game thus progresses. There are smaller things within those, and that's called like ahead of the curve, and that's did you beat, and usually the ahead of the curve is how you beat the game in PvP or PvE, because you'll get, if you defeated that end boss, in this case Sire Denathrius, before the next raid comes out, you get the ahead of the curve achievement. So there are endpoints, and they keep happening. There's also the storyline endgame, I guess. We'll call it the RP endgame, I guess, which Aaron and I do. We don't care about high-end rating. We don't care about high-end PvP, but we at least get one character through the bulk of the story for that patch and understand how the greater universe storyline is being weaved together. Sometimes that means doing a raid, but the storyline raid stuff is usually in the most basic form of Raid Finder, or looking for raid, or whatever it's called. So yes, there are multiple end games, but that constantly keeps getting moved. Because, well, they need to keep people interested or no one's going to buy their product. Capitalism! No, I have not earned any ahead of the curve. I don't care. Ahead. What is that achievement? Go ahead, make my daisy. Defeat Machinist's Garden in Operation Mechagon without being struck by hidden flame cannon. I love how that's in quotation marks. Self-trimming hedges, disco bombulator, or roaring flame on mythic difficulty. Okay, that's just a weird thing. But if I had what is it? Battle... Oh, that's Battle for Azeroth. Shadowlands Raid. Heroic Castle Nathria. Is it down here? Mythic Sire Denathrius is getting this achievement beats the game, but in order, I haven't gotten any ahead of the curve at points. Because the thing that I did for that could be qualified as that existed before any achievement for ahead of the curve, and there's really no place for me to verify that I did it. But my guild was the 5th kill of Illidan, which was effectively the lore-wise end boss of the first expansion, Burning Crusade. And we were the 4th or 5th? 3rd? I don't know. We were not the 1st. But we were not like the 10th. We were in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th on the entire server to kill Illidan. So, yes, but that was 15 years ago.
Why you do me like that?
Why you do me like that? I mean, yeah, like here's the thing, when achievements came in was October 14th, 2008. Aaron, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I earned achievements for playing WoW before we voted on Obama. The first time. You can kind of see how, like, while I did technically get something in there called ahead of the curve, it wasn't measured as ahead of the curve because the achievements weren't in, and it happened before Obama's presidency, so that was a long time ago. And I have realized what I like about the game and don't need to stress myself out over it. Fucking 2019 feels like 100 years ago. I'm looking at videos from 2019 when I lived here, and I'm like, that happened? That's a thing? We do what? Huh? Like, it's a weird, memorable thing, and yes, it is in the video, but when Aaron, like, I got into Amsterdam, it is August, it is not even, like, it is getting to be the point of, like, 10:30 at night, and Aaron found a Mexican place. And so I've never been on this continent before in my life. I am the most I will ever consider jet lagged at this point, having to figure out how to navigate Aaron in the dark through Amsterdam. If anything tested my mapping skills, it was that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention, you know, there were people speaking a language that I'd only heard on Duolingo. Or maybe they were speaking English, but it was just that slurrily drunk. I am going to go exploring. So there's like a whole ass area of the Beast Warrens that I don't know how to get in, per se. I have a couple guesses about maybe how I could get in there. And I could probably use some clever itemization, no, item tricks to see if I could try to get in there, or wall jumping, but there's like this whole northern part. I'm like, I don't know how to get into. And I was like, there's a gate, but I can't enter any of the, you know, passageways to get in there on the south side. And I could have gone probably to the other side. Okay, I got over the wall at least. But yeah. Oh, that's super elite. Oh, you're even worse. Oh, why? Why? What is this place?
I have no memory of this place.
There's a moss-worn hope render here with 1.2 million health. There's a shambling huskier with 1.5, and these things are weird angles.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm against an invisible wall. I can't. Okay, how do I get out of here? Do I have to use my cipher? Maybe that's why I couldn't get in here. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to use my cipher to get out of here. Yep, I fell in a hole. Oops. Whatever. At least it takes me back to the place where I can travel back to get over here. The same girl, it was like... Here, let me read this. Shout out to the world. Veterans are defending the protesters. Hashtag museum plan. Me. The Portland protests over police violence had veterans, moms, and grandmas, plus a communal food barbecue, are out to feed the protesters last summer, plus city blocks of tear gas. This is peaceful, folks. You are not aware what happened the weeks before. Polizzi with a bat and a German shepherd going after a protester at Maliefeld. Yes, I'm very aware of that video. This isn't a wake-up call to the world. It happens so many countries nightly for the last 30 years. True, but now it's happening in a so-called civilized Western country. Hardly any history of this. So Portland, Oregon isn't a civilized Western country area? What? Like, what? No history of this? What? Who is this fucking person talking about? Like, I seriously feel like going out and finding one of the old Portland videos and tagging this person. But like, what the fuck is this? Is that not a civilized Western culture? I mean, I understand they're speaking English, but shit. Theo, why you do them like that?
Why she do them like that?
But that's the thing, is like... You're not... It's not new. It's not even shocking. It's not even intense. Like... I live in Amsterdam. I watch the people getting hosed on... Basically, people were showing it on Dumpert because it was hilarious. Watching people getting blasted in the face with a water hose cannon thing. Yeah, I mean, it's the Dutch. It's also Dumpert, so... But, you know, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's getting out of control here in the Netherlands. I was like, is that tear gas? No, it's water. We're not criminals. I'm like, oh, come back to me when it's tear gas. And they're like, who would do that? I'm like, Americans? You guys need to like really up your shit here. Come on, guys. It's like the police looked at me funny. It's just apartheid again. I'm sorry. What? You're not even black. What are you talking about? What are you doing? I mean, currently at this point, if people are like, oh my god, my broken finger hurts, I'm not going to say, well, I broke my collarbone into 4 pieces, you better just shut up, because it didn't actually hurt. And I completely understand that if that bone would have poked through some skin at some point, I probably would have been in a lot of pain. And bones can tear some muscles and tear tendons, and that hurts. And I did not experience that when I broke my collarbone. Thankfully. But when I'm watching, what were they on day 100 still getting tear gas night after night after night, and people, yeah, and I'm just like, and people are sitting here like, me, I'm like, what? And now they're like, oh my god, the police raised a baton at me, and like, I just can't feel sorry, I can't feel bad. Nice. So yeah, football practice happened tomorrow. Now here's the thing, like, I don't know. It's happening so late in the day, so it's not like it's one of those things I'm like, oh, I have to get up so early and take care of stuff, and I have to leave by like 9 and get on the tram and get on the train and go out there and be here at a weird time. Because it's not happening till like 1. But it's still just like, the rules around here just aren't making any sense after a fashion. That's the whole protest today. It's like anti-lockdown stuff. And again, I don't know who is exactly protesting. Like, you didn't have a good look from the bus at Oyster Park, but I wouldn't think that there would be a lot of old people in Oyster Park protesting it. Maybe there were a number of people at Museumplein that were doing it because they see it as a point of interest. But, you know, so it's like, I'm still trying to grasp as to who is the ones that are butthurt. And I understand, it could just be general people. What?
I'm doing calculations on how many items I need to be able to do X number of output.
Oh, and you're not willing to do a Francis thing? Where you make like 57 things making this many things?
Yeah, I wanted to do a full belt, which is 12 items per second of supermagnetic rings. It would take 48 smelters working non-stop just on copper, which is only used in one material. And that's just absurd.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Also, sometimes you get a little distracted. I mean, it's not so much now. It's curfew is about ready to happen, but plus it's been raining. Sometimes they're out there taking pictures of themselves. I'm gonna take pictures of you, bro. Skateboarding in the pitch black and dark. But yeah, another thing that Aaron and I quasi like. Here's the weird like adult thing that we kind of. The two of you will actually also understand. We have a curfew here in the Netherlands that goes until 9 o'clock. It starts at 9 o'clock and goes till 4:30 in the morning. Well, as of the vernal equinox, or as of like next Sunday, we hit 7 o'clock as sunset. And then we move over to daylight savings time. And it's like, okay. Like, we're having enough problems with the... So, the day before we switch over, daylight actually ends at 19:06. By April 1st, come on, click April 1st, we will have daylight extending until 8 o'clock, 8:14. Civil twilight, which even Aaron can walk around in civil twilight, but once he starts hitting the end of civil twilight and nautical twilight is when he's like, I should really be getting home. And then like night, he'll be fine. But like civil twilight ends at 8:49 at night, and our curfew goes another 10 minutes, starts 10 minutes after that.
Yeah, that's
that's nothing. Like, it's not like, you know, we live in some sort of, you know, authoritarian state where the police are marching around, you know, doing their thing. You know, the kids are going to be out doing what the kids do. We get one nice weekend. One nice weekend. And they're gonna be adults breaking their curfew. She retorted, well, it's not the Europe or EU or whatever you call it. What I mean is the EU is pretending to be civilized. And I'm starting to wonder, I don't know if you know what civilized means. Like, maybe I don't know what civilized means, but I'm certainly not thinking civilized is like absolutely 100% hippie cordial to everything. Now, Billy, mind your manners. And then Billy fucking minds his manners. Is that civilized? I mean, if it is, then yeah. Nothing is civilized. Not even the Brits. Don't scare me like that. What happened?
I bounced off my planet.
Oh, that's all. I'm just literally here, sitting here, killing like a rare or something. Got me a significant amount of eye just to get one of these Stygian nexuses, but it wound up pulling like 12 mobs. It's a skittering broodmother maw rat, so it pulled all the other maw rats inside her den. Man. Probably should have thrown the incendiary maw rat.
Use the Marat to destroy the Marat.
Would have taken out all of the little pups. But yeah, for those that are absolutely tickled, the actual sunset of 9 o'clock, according to time and date, will happen on April 28th. So, I love the
hard end.
like, yeah. You want to have a WoW term for this? March or April, the softened rage of curfew. I get to blow up my rats. We'll say this much about socializing in the world. It's really hard to tell the difference when someone has, and this goes for many years I had to deal with Aaron. It throws me off as to whether or not I've done something to piss somebody off and they go cold shoulder dead silent, or they literally just spaced out and like alt-tabbed and forgot that I existed. Like, oh, there's nothing wrong, I don't know. Well, I didn't piss you off. No, you didn't piss me off anyway, why would you? Well, you went dead silent for like 3 weeks. I guess I did. Or something. You never went dead silent for 3 weeks. I was annoying the shit out of you. But there are other people that just like, I'll say something, and then I won't hear anything for like weeks on end. I'm like, did I piss them off? No, you didn't piss me off. Why would you think that? Because I have a good reputation of like doing that, of pissing people off and having them like go dead silent on me, like forever. And I never know if like if it's a 2-week space out or if it's a forever's, get it on my face. And the longer it goes, the more negative I start thinking about it, because I've had way too many people get silently pissed off at something I did that I didn't know I did. I mean, it's probably even been to the point where I've done something and someone didn't really want to do that whole cold shoulder thing, so they told Aaron on the DL.
Can't think of any. But
Your mother?
Maybe.
Your aunt?
No. My aunts always love you.
Even at Olive Garden?
After we got married?
No!
Oh, the first time. My aunt was raised in the South.
I know that. We've already talked about that. I totally get that. Timestamp. Deliver news of your discovery to Venari Refuge. Yeah, I did like one quest while I was out. I did the blue quest that was out here. I've thoroughly determined that I'm getting like kind of bored walking around not finding anything that I thought was going to be massively plentiful because people don't come out here to look for these things. They want to stick around the nice, safe areas. Yeah, it also goes to show you how, like, ridiculously often I've been, like, I guess the term would be hurt by casual fuck-ups. It's the Maw. It's the music is epic. It's the Maw. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's designed to be a combination of what, Tartarus and hell?
Tartarus.
Oh my.
I know I should know the name.
Tartarus, Greek mythology, is the deep abyss that is used as a dungeon to torment the suffering and the wicked as a prison for the Titans.
Huh. Okay.
In fact, it's probably more Tartarus than it is anything else, but yeah. But I can tell even WoW gets tired of playing the same music track over and over. I gotta go switch subzones. But if there's enough people in here farming the Stygian Nexuses, then there should be... There should be some popping up in the other zones. I wish that quest in Perdition Hold was open. Someone actually suggested that that's actually a really good time to go farming in Perdition Hold. When you get that cloak that makes you invisible.
Yeah. By the way, the new show indicator thing paints a line.
Oh! I really wasn't thinking you were talking about DSP, and when you said new show, I was like on Netflix? Red Line? Isn't that just like The Watched? You hath watched this? Yeah, been in the mall too long, the music has just stopped. Made it all the way back over to the cauldron, and I haven't gotten music back yet. Riftwalk to Calcis. Riftwalk to Calcis. Goa, River of Souls. That's why I think, like, with the Plains of Torment, this is much more of, like, the Greek hell, Tartarus and stuff, than it is, you know, hell. But I will say, the, like, the burning things are certainly, because Tartarus wasn't known for its, like, fire or anything that I remember. Oh, got the music back. Yeah, Tartarus is the infernal region of Greek mythology. The name was originally used for the deepest region of the world, the lower of the two parts of the underworld, where the gods locked up their enemies. It gradually came to mean the entire underworld. As such, it is opposite of Elysium, where the happy souls lived after death. In some accounts, Tartarus was one of the personified elements of the world, along with Gaia and others. According to those accounts, Tartarus and Gaia produced the monster Typhon. Compare Hades. Okay. Ooh, oh, should probably get on Twitter. A little drunk. And, more important, in the Netherlands, we are used to see the police in the USA being tough towards people. In the Netherlands, we laugh about the sissies in uniform. I don't think there's a country with softer police than the Netherlands. It's like you guys want the police to be more rough and hard, but when they are, you decry police brutality. Decry is the right word? Cry out. So. I'm just going to put cry out. Where would there be other ones? Do you think? No. Let's just walk back.
See. I think? No, not on my day off.
That's apparent. It's just so funny with this game that you're building things to make a Dyson sphere around A or multiple stars on pretty much any level you want, but you just can't. You're like, I need coal. Like, seriously?
I need coal to make it into carbon. And energized carbon and energized graphene. Or graphite, and then turn that into graphene and make that carbon nanotubes.
And then mix it all together with a little bit of hydrogen so you can have your grapho-lithium.
Where would the lithium come from? Grapho-lithium. Taking pure carbon, add hydrogen.
Hey, hydrogen. 2 hydrogen makes helium. Add another hydrogen, lithium. You don't understand fusion.
My microfusion plants only deal with hydrogen.
Do they make helium?
No. They make energy.
With helium as a byproduct.
I mean, yeah, probably.
That's the thing, is you don't have to deal with byproducts in this game.
It's deuterium. So.
That's the byproduct?
No, that's the fusion source. Maybe lithium? I don't know.
Deuterium fusion, also called deuterium burning, is a nuclear fusion reaction that occurs in stars and some substellar objects. Looking over to Brown Dwarf. Why you do them like that? Substellar objects, in which the deuterium nucleus and a proton combine to form helium-3. It occurs in the second stage of the proton-proton chain reaction, in which deuterium nucleus forms two protons. From two protons fuses with another proton, but it can also proceed from primordial deuterium. Aneurotic fusion. Neurotic, neutronic. Fusion reaction involving lithium are well studied due to the use of lithium for breeding tritium in thermonuclear weapons. They are intermediate in ignition difficulty between the reactions involving lower atomic numbers. Species H and He and the 11 boron reaction. Chat? No? Okay. I was like, I'm falling down a rabbit hole. Oh, I gotta go check on my... No, I gotta go plant new ones.
New seeds?
Yeah. Well, I have a bunch of seeds. I opened them all up, and I forgot to plant new ones.
Gotcha.
I need to get closer.
Yeah, you always need to be closer. Big head, little arms.
I don't think you taught me slippery.
Master.
I listen to the woods.
Oh, I had enough Stygia to buy that. I could have bought it before I left, but whatever.
Something for every occasion.
Any new world quests show up for Anima? 3 Gorm enter, 1 Gorm leave. What you want, phone? I felt you vibrate over there. What you want? Gorm hive.
A trio of Gorm matriarchs are vying for supremacy over the hive. We cannot allow any of them to become queen. Slaughter them all.
It's still recharging.
Good work. It is imperative that we keep the Gorm in check while we bolster our defenses.
What is it you desire? Leave nothing behind.
She's getting so many herbs for doing fuck all. Like, her alchemy's at 55 or 175. She's got 28 Rising Glory, 68 Marrow Root, 37 Vigil's Torch, 21 Widow's Bloom, 19 Nightshade, and 71 Death Blossom. She has 40 Herbalism.
That is insultingly low.
Yeah. Like she has such high. Yeah. I should probably make some potions of unhindered passing.
For you, I offer only the finest.
Potion of Spectre Swiftness. I might send those to Raleigh just to see how well they work. He seems to die more than other people. Which is not saying much, considering everybody else, like, barely dies, and considering how little Raleigh dies. And when he does, it's in the maw, and there's no Spectre Swiftness for that.
You struck a hard bargain. Good show.
You struck a hard bargain. I trained alchemy from you, Christ. Yeah, well, this is probably going to be a short live stream. I'm done on Raleigh. I don't really want to play other characters, and, like, it's quiet as all get out. So, yeah. Just going to give a little bit here so you guys can watch that with the 30 seconds. Say bye.